Why don't you lead us off
Yeah.
with the biggest and most important question of them all?
So we got the draft coming up. So we think we'd start with the draft. You obviously drafted both of us.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I've ever told you this story, but I was in the Pro Bowl one year, and John Gruden was sitting there. And I think you guys had done a production meeting. And he said, you know, I saw Andy before one of the games, and I said, so you drafted Jason and you drafted Travis. And he said, your response was, I drafted Jason, I drafted Travis, and if there's any other Kelces out there, I'll draft them too. So I'm asking you right now on the spot, why my daughter is 3 years old. If you're still coaching in 18 years, can we get another Kelce draft pick?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah!
Absolutely.
You got it, why? You got it, baby girl.
Do you remember what led to me getting drafted? And do you remember, I think we all remember what led to him getting drafted because all three of us were on the phone that day. I guess what's the story behind mine, and then we'll talk about Travis's.
Yours was real easy. So you were a great player,
Okay.
a little bit undersized,
Yeah.
but had tremendous toughness, speed. You were smart and dirty tough. And so that was an easy decision.
Yeah.
And we needed a center.
Yeah.
And so you fit in. We just got rid of all that linebacker stuff in you, gave you the hard mud and cut you loose.
Yeah.
This guy, I saw play against Temple.
Yeah.
And my son kept telling me, this tight end is unbelievable. Kelce's brother is like incredible. I mean, he's 265 pounds. He's a beast. And then I get him.
Scouting.
I know, but then I get him. He's like 240, but that's okay. But I remember this. I'm going to bring back a memory for you. Game's over. They just destroyed Temple. And I come over to the locker room. You're there with your mom.
This.
Yeah. And he comes beep-hopping out and just giving me the business.
Yeah.
Like we're long-lost friends. And I'm going, deep down, I'm going, if I get my hands on that son of a buck, I am going to rip his heart out. But I played along with it.
Yeah.
I played along with it. Cocky. Jamie is cocky.
Yeah.
But listen, I knew the roots.
Yeah.
So for the first 5 years, it was a war. The last 5 years have been unbelievable. You know, he traveled the country to 50 states, dating 50 girls. I knew this show would be. Easy.
Yeah.
This show would be easy.
Yeah, this is nothing compared to that.
We've named plays after it. We've had our fun.
And that play has been a hell of a play for us, Coach.
No, it has. It has. Constant 7.
Not that show, though. Not that show.
That show. We won't rerun that show.
I don't think anybody's rerunning that.
Do you think, so back to draft night, does Travis get drafted if you hadn't drafted me and knew me already? With the red flags that were kind of out there around him?
Yeah, that would have been tough. If you were in the league, I still would have called you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have called you. Somewhere I would have called you and checked on him just to make sure, because I had heard the rumors about him.
Yeah. What do you think now, having known those rumors and now having coached him for 10 years?
Yeah, so like I said, for like the first 5 years, those rumors were pretty close.
Yeah.
For the next 5 years, they've been awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, I've watched him blossom into a leader, and I mean, he's always been a great player, but tremendous leader, big heart, teammates love him. You're not the only leader in the family.
Yeah, I know that. No, Trav.
Show your personality, baby.
That's right.
That's one of the beautiful things that I think is behind your coaching philosophy is everybody gets to lead in their own way. And Trav does it his way. I do it mine. I think Travis's personality, he always cares about his teammates, always wants to win. He's just a little bit young and trying to have a little bit too much fun, but that's caught up.
Never have too much
Well,
fun.
I told both of you guys, let your personality show.
Yes.
He threw the flag at the official.
That was amazing.
You picked it up and handed it to him. That's the difference.
That's an amazing clip. So I don't even know if we need to ask this, but who did you yell at most the rookie year, me or Travis?
Well, I was hoarse with him.
Yeah. No more
every
voice
day.
left.
It was every day.
It was every day, baby. Hey, listen, that's how you know that's how I knew that you saw something in me, though. So you already know. I never reacted in a bad way, did I?
No,
that's
you
what
didn't.
I'm saying. I was always ready to just rock and roll, baby.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you were good with it.
You already know. It's all you young guys out there. Don't be afraid to get yelled at.
We got to ask this. Was Trav is very upset that he wasn't the first tight end drafted his draft year. Was he the first tight end on the Chiefs draft board that year?
He actually was the first one.
Really?
Yeah.
You're not making this up.
No,
in hindsight.
No, we were going to get him. That's who we wanted.
That's who you wanted.
That's who we wanted. Yeah.
Gosh.
Yeah, John Dorsey was a part of this. I mean, you
Yeah.
can double check with John, but that was a slam dunk. Yeah,
JD.
he was going to be a chief.
I love that.
I'm here. I'm fired up right now. Sorry.
All right, well, you got to get it.
All right, let's keep it going then. Career rewind here, Coach. Let's talk some coaching stories. And let's talk a little coaching in the NFL. When did you first know that you wanted to be a head coach in the league?
Yeah, so I wanted to be the best line coach ever.
Okay.
That's what I wanted to be. College, and then if the pros worked out, it'd be the pros.
Yeah.
And then Mike Holmgren said, I need to get out of the box, which he was a quarterback, so I listened to him, right? We listen to the quarterbacks
Yeah.
sometimes. So I jumped out of the box and coached the tight ends. And then he goes, you got to get further out of the box and go coach the quarterbacks. So I coached the quarterbacks. And then once you get into that quarterback room, then you go, you know what? There's a chance this thing's going to happen.
Yeah.
And so just because I'm coaching Brett Favre, who at that time was the greatest quarterback ever, right? So
Yeah.
I was very fortunate to have that opportunity. And so then I had an idea that there'd be a chance.
Do you think coaching offensive line helped you?
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
Which room do you like more?
If you can coach the offensive line, you can coach anything
Why do you say that?
because it's an abnormal position.
Yeah.
When you come out, eventually you're going to run.
Yeah.
Right? You're going to crawl, you're going to walk, you're going to run.
Yeah.
But you're not going to be in a 3-point stance. Right?
That doesn't come normal?
No, that's right.
Do you like the O-line room more or the quarterback room more?
Truthfully, I've liked all three positions
Okay.
that I've coached. I coached the center, the guard, and the tackle. No, I've coached the O-line, the O-line, the quarterbacks, and the tight ends. Had a blast in all three.
Yeah.
And there are different personalities for each position. And the O-line is the most stable of the group. The quarterbacks, along with the center, have to know the most.
Right.
And so you're open to that world. They have to deal with the media, the organization, how they lead the organization. And then the tight ends are somewhere right in the middle of that.
Yeah.
And they're normally a bit flamboyant.
Second time.
That's a great word.
It's the second time.
No, kill a cow.
That's the adjective I'm using for you from now on.
Yeah.
Chick-fil-A over there.
Yeah.
Eat more chicken,
Yeah. Eat more chicken.
You just talked about Holmgren through BYU, Missouri, all the college teams, and even in Green Bay or even in Philly. We like to talk mentors.
Yeah.
Outside of just him, are there any other mentors that really made an impact? Or
Yeah, absolutely. I was lucky to have great high school coaches, youth coaches, high school coaches. Went to junior college, had great junior college coaches. I mean, we won championships kind of all the way along the line there. And then I go to BYU, and I've got a Hall of Fame college coach in Lavelle Edwards, who I was like the teacher's pet with him. He treated me like gold, man. I love him and his family. And then I go, into the college ranks and all these different places. The head coaches, I was actually with the same head coach at UTEP and Missouri, Bob Stull.
yeah,
And phenomenal head coach, and Larry Quintero at Northern Arizona, who you met, the old guy that was at practice, 98 years old.
gave us a hell of a speech.
He did, yeah, unbelievable. So all these guys, I was so lucky to be around, and they were great mentors for me. And you take something from everybody as a coach and as a player. I mean, same thing. Yeah, absolutely. So you take a little bit of something from them, and then you are you. That's what creates you.
All right now.
Yeah.
One thing people do not know or can't really fathom about the life of an NFL coach. Can you give us any nuggets of gold there?
Yeah. So you're one out of 32 people in the whole world that have a chance to do it.
Yeah. Man.
And so you take on a certain attitude. I mean, I love coming to work. And even the bad, you're going to have good days and bad days, but the bad days aren't that bad.
Yeah.
And I think that's part of it. I think the part dealing with the media, people probably don't understand that part of it and how that's got to be worked through, and the relationships that you develop there, and how you handle that. So I'd probably say that. And then they probably don't know the relationships between the player and the coach.
Yeah.
And so, that's a little unique too. You wish people had that experience. And we take all these different people into a team, and it's a little bit of a microcosm of life, where you've got every race, religion, they come together and they don't really care what race, religion they are.
Talk about a melting pot.
Everybody just plays and joins in and kind of pulls. In the tug of war, they're all pulling the rope in the same direction.
Yeah.
I'm doing it with the greatest of efforts. So,
Yeah.
I think that's unique.
Do you have any advice for someone looking to get into coaching?
Yeah.
I'm kind of asking this honestly for my own sake. I've thought about coaching
Sure.
because I love coaches.
Yeah.
I love the
You'd
game.
be a great
I love the X's and O's of it. What is the advice that you would give anybody out there looking to get into coaching?
Yeah, so I think one of the things that helped me was starting low.
Yeah.
Not that you have to start at San Francisco State, where I worked for another great guy, Vic Rowan. He was a Hall of Famer too. So.
Yeah.
But
Coach Tom Melvin, baby.
Tom Melvin, that's right.
All right.
First, evolution of my coaching career. Started with Tom and ended with guys out here, man.
Yeah.
So, you start at a lower level at the pro ranks or college ranks, and you work your way up, so you get to see the whole picture.
Right.
And then you appreciate it as you go, and you develop your ability to teach, because really that's what you do.
Right.
As opposed to being put in a real high position right off the bat, and expectations go way up, and then you have one bad game, and in this league that's like dog years. I mean, you lose one game, and it's like you've blown the season. So, you don't want to be put in that chair right away.
Yeah. You need to be weathered.
Yeah, you need to be weathered, calloused.
Yeah. I got to ask you this, coming off of that, is that one of the things you enjoy of where you're, obviously you coach players, but you've had so many coaches go on to get head coaching jobs, offensive coordinator jobs. I mean, your coaching tree has got to be, It's only you and Bill, I think, that are up there with the amount of assistants you've had go on.
Yeah.
Is that a part of what you view your job is to develop all these guys and guide them?
Yeah. So, you're not going to be a good head coach without good players and good coaches.
Yeah.
And if you have good players and you can teach as a coach, then normally you're going to win games.
Yeah.
So I've been lucky to have good coaches.
Yeah.
And a lot of them have been ex-players. And
WP.
That's right.
Oh, man.
They've had a chance to move on, and I'm their biggest fan unless we're playing them, right?
Right.
And then we got to roll.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
But you're looking to hire. You want good people. You want good players that are good people. That's what you want.
Yeah.
And it's a people business, no matter how you look at it.
Yeah. The Chiefs have been a staple in championship games for the last 5 years. Is it 5 or 6 years now? Maybe 6.
Yeah, I don't even.
Whatever.
But,
you haven't won all of them. Do you cherish the wins more or bemoan the losses more?
yeah. So I think losses they stick with you longer than the wins. The wins, you go, okay, this is a beautiful thing. Let's move on. We got to get on to the next one. I think the trick to it is if you can learn from each.
Yeah.
And you kind of keep that balance of that.
Yeah.
Or on the losses, you don't get yourself too low. Let's learn from it. Make ourselves better. We lost in a championship game, and I listened. I listened to these guys talk.
Yeah.
And all of them said, I could do better.
Yeah.
I mean, now you got a chance.
Right.
Coming back that next year, you got a chance.
Yeah.
If everybody's taking part of it, including the head coach, if you're all taking part of the responsibility there, then you have a chance to go. So those are good lessons to learn when you lose. When you win, you can't get too high because if you're off a tick in the National Football League, you're going to get your tail kicked.
Right.
And there's just too much parity.
Yeah.
Too many great players. They're best in the world.
Yeah.
The world's a pretty big place.
It is a big place.
Yeah. So you gotta stay right at the top of it.
Yeah, the losing definitely hits a little home for me right now. But I like to tell everybody after the game,
Do you have a handkerchief?
Yeah, I was very happy. I was very upset. Obviously, we lost, but I was happy for you guys because
He's been kicking my tail all my life, Coach.
Personal
Don't you
connection.
expect me not to cry?
You're right, though. I think, and then all you do is you think about the plays that could have happened different, or the different calls you could have made, or if this just happens, if I just do that. And I think you're right. I think but it has to be focused on yourself. You got to, what could I have done better? And I think that's
right.
Largely where we're at right now.
And jointly it'll happen. Well, you guys have a real good team. So, I mean, you've got good leadership, whether it's Howie or Nick. I mean, these are, in your
3 guys you
coaching staff.
drafted.
Yeah. Well, that's right. Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. Yeah.
I'm very similar until you persevere and then win, and then I didn't even remember losing the Super Bowl that we were in. That happened.
Yeah.
You don't remember that?
No, I block it out. Yeah, either that or I choose not to.
Well, you told me something in the offseason that I still tell everybody was that when you lose one, it makes you want to win one that much more.
Yeah, that's right.
And I thought you were full of crap until this past year just happened, and I can honestly understand where you're coming from now.
Man on fire, baby.
Yeah.
Let's get back to your Philly area a little bit. You coached in Philly from 99 to 2012?
14 years.
14, yeah.
God.
That was your first head coaching job. What were your thoughts going into that? Was Philly the only option? Were you interviewing with multiple other teams?
Yeah.
There's a rumor that you had a 5-inch notebook that was like your keys to running an organization.
Yeah. So there were 3 teams that were interested.
Okay.
And Philly happened to be the first interview.
All right.
And listen, it was probably the one that was, if I honestly said it, it was probably the one that I'd have a chance at more than the other 2. But
Sure.
I was the last of the interviews with Philly, and there were 4 or 5 guys that interviewed there beforehand.
Yeah.
And they were good coaches. And so I was not a coordinator. And I'm going, I need every piece of artillery I can get to go in there and try to get this thing. And
Yeah.
I had studied Mike Holmgren for all those years, 7 years in Green Bay, and tried to write notes down and keep it organized. Mm-hmm. So if something were to happen, I was lucky enough to get an interview, I could go in and I'd have the answers to the test. Right?
Yeah, sure.
From a great coach
Yeah.
who should be in the Hall of Fame. So that's where the binder came from.
Yeah.
And it was a long interview, and it worked out okay. But I knew what I was getting into. It was a tough place.
Yeah. You just talked about media, understand how to control that. Is that the toughest media market you think in the NFL?
Yeah, it's one of them. I mean, I had a chance to talk to Bill Parcells. We played the Jets my first year, and the preseason, he goes, hey, like, you're in the toughest place ever. Right there. And he's in New York at the time. I'm going, all right. This is the toughest place. So I knew that part wasn't going to be easy, but I was honest with them, and I mean, we always talk about you don't have to say everything, tell the whole story, but you better, whatever you say whatever comes out of your mouth, better be the truth.
Yeah. You better be able to stand on that.
That's right.
Yeah.
And so, that was part of it.
We know that the Philly market is it's tough in terms of the media, but I'll tell you what, man, being a fan of Jason and being a fan of the Eagles organization, treating me like family in there, what was your biggest takeaway in Philly, coaching for the Eagles out there?
Yeah, so I mean, Jeff Lurie, I'm close with to this day. Mm-hmm. He treated me great. The people there, you gain a badge of honor if you can make it through. They're still standing. So they've been great through some tough times. I mean, there were tough times along the way, and whether it was on the field or off the field, and they were right there with me. But they're going to let you know. I mean, they're going to let you know. One thing I could say about it is they're going to let you know they're like a coach and a player.
Yeah.
If you stink, they're going to tell you stink. And if you're good, they're going to tell you you're good.
Yep.
And there's no in between. There's nothing in between.
That's right.
So it's a tough place, but it's a good place.
Yeah.
Would you have done anything differently in your time in Philly?
No.
I'm sure.
No. I mean, there are things you learn along the way.
Yes.
But I think we were able to go to 5 championship games and a Super Bowl, and I think the organization hadn't been doing great, and we were able to kind of get them moved up the chain there in the NFL, and it worked out okay. So I think there was at least a foundation there that everybody could build on and go win the Super Bowl like you guys did.
Yeah, with a former player and coach of yours?
Yeah. That was awesome, though. You
just talked about like the badge of honor. Do you think that Philadelphia media fan base, I feel like there's like a sense of urgency in that city that like you got to come to work every day. You get like, have you carried that over? Did you have that in Green Bay, or do you think that affects the organization in the country?
Green Bay for a different reason because of the history there.
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, you feel that legacy that takes place there. And then in Philly, they'll give you 2 strikes. That's you're done. And so you've got to bring. Yeah, you do. You bring your A game every day. I mean, if you're off a tick, you're going to hear about it. And So you make sure that you prepare and you're organized and all those things that you need to be.
Yeah.
No, let's move on to some Chiefs talk.
All right, there we go.
Get out of Philly, man. You know what I'm saying? And let's talk some QBs.
Yeah.
When did you know that I wasn't a QB?
Well, there are a couple different times. If you want to take it back to New York, there was just listen. If in doubt, run the ball.
There you go.
80 yards. He wants it. He
told him. He has said the coaching point you told him, which is Travis, do not throw this ball. You're not making a read.
No.
It's either there or you're running it.
No, he wanted to see if he could beat my pump, pass, and kick record.
It was a good throw. It was a dart.
Yeah, to the wrong guy. And then we come back, and we've got this play. We called it Black Pearl, and it was a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
And we get Tyreek to toss it to Kelce, and Patrick goes in the end zone, and although he almost stepped out of bounds and he should have been deeper, but one corner plays both of them. And
like
your brother,
in the middle,
hold it, and your brother. I'm not going to talk to him. I'm not going to look.
Yeah.
But your brother choked.
Yeah.
So he got there, and it was.
Oh man.
And then hold it. Not only that. So this is like in the first, second quarter.
Yeah.
It ruined him the rest of the game.
I didn't even want to be
was in
there.
his head.
Yeah.
I didn't even want to be there. Good thing Tyreek had 300 yards.
Now this guy's got like the best arm ever. And this was like a 5 yard, not even a 5 yard. He could have run it in.
It was all bad, man. It was all bad.
But he came back.
Third time's a charm, baby.
That's right. Came back.
Third time's a charm in the playoffs. We needed it
survive
most.
in Philly.
No, seriously, when did you know that Patrick Mahomes was the real deal? Was it watching him at Tech or kind of getting him in the building? And
Yeah. I give credit to Brett Veach on that one. Because Brett,
shout out to Veach.
Brett was a scout at the time, and from the first time that kid played, Dorsey and I had tapes on our desk. And said, you got to watch this guy. You have to watch him. And for 2 years or how many ever years it was, we watched this kid. And Beach goes, this is the best guy I've ever seen. I mean, he's that good. And Beach did the Southwest or Southeast area, and that's the hotbed. And, so Doris and I go, yeah, this guy's pretty good now. So about 2 years later. And then I think once he stepped into the league and he did that game at Denver, where we've wrapped up our playoff spot.
Oh, yeah.
And he got to jump in and go in a game. I mean, he did what he did in practice, what he did at Tech, and I go, that's pretty good. Now, we had Alex Smith at the time, who was also good.
His best year.
Yeah.
We said on the show that Matt Nagy secretly gave Pat the answers to the draft interview. Did you know that he had the answers?
And did that interview impress you if you did not?
Yeah, so listen, Veach. No. So Veach and Nagy were teammates. Delaware.
They were in cahoots. Yeah.
Dead giveaway. So I had a couple little curveballs just to throw in there. Just a couple little curveballs. And he handled them. But
Nice.
I knew.
Pat Mahomes can hit the curveball, baby.
That's right. Just a couple curveballs.
That's good stuff. What goes on in evaluating a QB from a coach and like the GM perspective?
I think you got to get to know the guy and see what he's all about. You go to the combine and the answers are kind of packaged there with answers, and I think that's easy. You don't get a ton out of him. But you get a guy, you lock him in a room for 8 hours, and then you go over a whole install, make him spit it back at you, and then throw questions at him on how you'd handle this. By the time you get done with that 8 hours, you got a pretty good feel on what the guy's about. And we did 6, I believe it was 6 of them that year. And it was their day in the building here. And so by the time they left, I think we were pretty accurate with it, actually, as we went through and have looked now with the history part of it.
Yeah.
We were pretty accurate on our evaluation. It takes a lot of time, though.
Yeah.
When you're evaluating quarterback, is there anything that what makes Pat Mahomes, in your mind, so much different than every other quarterback out there? Like, what is unique about him?
Well, if he's in a bind, he just throws it to him.
It's not a bad safety.
I tell you, he's got a good way about him. He was raised in a locker room, so he's got that feel.
Yeah.
He's a natural leader, but he's humble.
Yeah.
He's easy to coach. I mean, he's going to listen. You can coach him hard, and then at the same time, he wants everything you can throw at him.
Yeah.
And, both of you guys are great players, and if there's one thing I've noticed in coaching over the years is the great players want you to give them one more thing so they can even be greater than what they are. So they're always asking, hey, what do you got? What do you got? And
Yeah.
I saw that with Brett I saw it with Reggie White. I mean, I saw it with the different guys, Sterling Sharp, all these guys that phenomenal players, and Brian Dawkins, and the list goes on. So, right. But they just want to give me one more thing to make me better than what I am. And so it's a great driver for a coach to do. But anyways, that's Pat's got that. I mean, he wants you to load him up and challenge him, and he's going to work, and he's dedicated. I mean, during the week he's not going out. No. He's going to stay in and study and do his thing, and
all the time.
Yeah, that's how he rolls.
Well, he has a bunch of ridiculous records. One of the most ridiculous is his come from behind record. When it's in the heat of the battle, and we're kind of in that that trailing position, what does it feel like when you see Mahomes out there just take control of the game? Like, what is that feeling for you as a head coach?
Well, it's a little bit like in the Super Bowl. I'm telling you this not to rub it in or anything, but
it's all right. It's going to be all week for me.
We'll get you that handkerchief. Just hang on.
I'll pass it to you.
I'll lend you my shirt. A little bit. Everybody in that locker room knew that we had the ability, if we just straighten a couple things out, to come back. That to me is reassuring as a coach. But you got to have the players that believe in that. Yeah. So it's one thing for the coaches to believe in it and say it. It's another thing when you're saying it to guys that truly have that feeling in their heart. So 10 points we know isn't a big thing, and 20 points, 21 points is not a big thing. We've done that, and so that's a good feeling from when you're sitting in the head coach's seat.
Right on.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, you were dialing them things up, Coach. All right, let's keep talking some Super Bowl 57, man. So we just won our second Super Bowl. Did the second feel better? How did it compare to the first one?
Yeah, I think it did feel better, actually. And it wasn't because it was the Eagles. That's not the reason. It was the first one was a whirlwind. It just, everything was moving fast. Right. And then the second one was weird because of COVID. Mm-hmm. And we lost. And then the third one was just, you were able to kind of step back and take everything in.
Yeah.
And you still know that there's a challenge ahead of you coming up for the season, but you're able to enjoy it for that moment there. And it was just, I'll remember that part where the first one was a little bit foggy.
Just rapid fire. No, yeah. I hear you. Everyone's pretty excited, huh? Did you feel more pressure the first time or the second time? First win or the second win? We don't even talk about this.
I'm not. Listen, I didn't get caught up in that.
Yeah.
I'm not. I didn't feel the pressure that way. You feel the pressure to do well, like if that's a pressure. It's that angst that drives you. Mm-hmm. That you want your guys to show well. They busted their butt to get to this point, and let's just do that.
Yeah.
And then let the chips fall where they may. If it's not good enough, then the other team's better. But let's not go out and lay an egg. Yeah. Let's not do that.
How is it seeing guys that you drafted and former players that you've coached over the years? How does that feel seeing them across the field and playing against them?
Yeah, that was weird. That was different. That was a little different.
Brandon Graham, Fletch.
You look across and the people I know people across the field. There was actually one time. I probably shouldn't even say it, but I'm going to say it because it's you two, and nobody else is going to hear it. So there was one point where I was back talking with Pat. My back was to the field, and I heard the cheer, and I turn around, and your tight end caught the ball.
Yeah.
And for a minute, I went, "Hey, nice." Hey. You can get this. It was weird.
Goddard.
But yeah, it was just the one time, and the rest of the time I was all red.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie. There was after I think it was either the first or second touchdown they scored, and that dang on Fly Eagles flies coming on. Yeah, I got caught going like this just a little bit to the Fly Eagles fire. I'm like, no, snap out of it. Snap out of it.
Yeah, no, it was back. It was like dueling banjos, man. It was back and forth. So
all game,
great game.
It got deemed the Kelce Bowl.
Yeah.
Should it have been, in our mind, it should have been the Andy Reid Bowl. Because you had your fingerprints over both organizations in such a way. I don't know. I just think has that ever happened in the NFL where a head coach has played his former team that he was with for over a decade. Players that he drafted, coaches that he coached with, the front office. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, that was weird. I don't know if it has. It was a great experience.
Yeah.
I thought it was unique. But when I saw your mom's shoes, I go, this is the Mrs. Kelce. She was rocking.
Those are Hall of Fame shoes right
That's
there.
right. That's right.
Those are Hall of Fame shoes. They just threw those things up in can, baby.
I know. I saw it. I like it.
Shout out to Mama Kels. And coming into the league, the offense has changed so freaking much. I mean, traditionally, I'm the U tight end, but Fasano was the Y tight end. It's a very power, run-oriented offense, especially with Jamal Charles. And I just feel like this tight end position has kind of changed throughout it all. I just wanted to kind of see it from your point of view. Have you just created an offense with 4 wide receivers, or is the tight end position still available in this offense?
Yeah. So we call it a tight end.
Yeah. It still has the Y in the playbook.
That's right. It's unique because of how you put your flair on it and your ability to work in space and do all of that. And so it's changed. It's changed the game. It's given a lot of tight ends that maybe aren't that inline crusher an opportunity. Mm-hmm. And then with the rules that the league has put in for offenses to flourish, it's given the tight ends that opportunity to flourish, and a lot different role.
Yeah, I guess how has the league changed? I got to ask this now because I mean you've been coaching for a long time. How has the league changed?
Yeah, so I give you an example. When I was in Philly, Green Bay, went to 3 Super Bowls, right? 2 in Green Bay, 1 in Philly, and there wasn't a snap that any of the quarterbacks on the team that I had an opportunity to coach that was in the shotgun.
Holy cow!
And today, very few times
Are you under center now?
Probably less than 50%. Are you under,
short yardage, goal line? Yeah.
So I mean, it's evolved that way. Technology has evolved the game. The media and that parity that you get by the league rules, but also by players knowing each other and what everybody's doing on every team because of the iPhones and that stuff, communication.
TV copies and everybody's mic'd up at all times.
That's right.
Players go from one organization.
I mean, we can tell you how many times your heart beats in a practice. I mean, that wasn't the case back when.
Right. Yeah.
So
who wins? A team from today's NFL or a team from one of those Green Bay teams?
I still think they would compete for sure.
Yeah.
The talent and the size and that are similar. San Francisco's doing it. They're a little bit tighter, often a little bit more under center.
Yeah.
There are a few other teams that are doing that type of thing.
The Shanahan offense.
Yeah. So I think it would work. I would think, though, that you'd have to bounce back. When we lost the Super Bowl to the Patriots in Philly, we had to get into the gun after that with all the AA stuff that was going on.
Is that what they did?
Yeah. So we that next year we started popping back into the gun.
Yeah.
And you'd have to incorporate that in there. But other than that, I think the talent is very similar. We did a lot of 2-back stuff back then. There's not a lot of that in the league. San Francisco would be one of the teams. The fullback has kind of been eased out of the game a little bit.
Now teams try and do some of that fullback stuff with the second tight end,
That's right.
The off position. You can kind of get to some of those runs, but it's not the same.
Yeah, it's different, a little bit different.
Mount Rushmore of fast food burgers. What do you got?
Yeah, so my grandson's been hammering me on this. Every Little League game we go out for cheeseburgers. So I go Town Topic, which is right down the road. I go Five Guys and the Whataburger to support Pat. I mean, we got to do that.
I still got to go.
Texas Whataburger
doesn't make enough money, right? So I'm sure I'm missing one, but those are the ones that we hit, and I need to stop hitting them. They're starting to hit back, right?
Yeah.
Town Topic's good at any time of the day too. It's a late night diners. The diners are Jason's gig too, so we might have to stop.
Oh no, it's the best. 6 seats.
All right now.
What's your favorite play call of all time?
Well, it was Snow Globe. Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah,
just
ring, but it's more of a ring around the rosy. How'd you get Snow Globe?
Well, it was. I mean,
it was in Christmas. It was a season.
Yeah, reindeer. Rudolph person. So but that was kind of fun.
Yeah. What's the narrative about Andy Reid that you feel is unfair or maybe not correct?
I'm really a skinny guy. It's just the cameras put a lot of weight on me.
Me too.
No, listen, I don't know. Probably that I don't have a sense of humor.
Well, we're clearly dispelling that right now.
Okay, good.
Who was funnier, you in the State Farm commercial or Travis in SNL?
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you what, man. He's a rock star.
Isn't he good?
I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to coach him. I mean, it's gonna be, like they do in college football. I'm gonna yell at him. He's gonna leave. He's gonna go become a movie star.
I was just gonna give me that
He'll
brow.
never do that, but I gotta say, both of you.
Brow.
Yeah.
When he gets you that brow, baby.
Yeah. You're done messing around.
How tired are you of seeing that punt, pass, and kick competition video come up on the screen every year?
Yeah, very tired.
You gotta let them know right here though. It was an age range.
Oh yeah, so
the kid next to you wasn't the
8-year-old. I was 13. There was two lines. So it went 8, 9, 10, 11, 13, and then you rotate, right? So that kid was not the same age as me. Yeah, let's get that straight.
And you did win it, right?
I didn't win that one.
What?
I won the one before it.
4th and goal, ball on the 1. What's your call? Game on the line.
This is how it is. You just
You'll never know until it happens.
That's
baby.
right. That's right. Coach, I can't thank you for coming on the show with us enough.
I appreciate you.
It's been an honor having the man that drafted both my brother and I on here, who's had such an important role in both of our careers and impact. Thank you so much for coming on, Coach.
Yeah. You guys just keep being you, man.
That's right.
I always got to give you your flowers, big guy. The best leader, the best teacher, and doggone the best player caller that I've ever freaking been around, baby. I love working with you.
And the best guy to wear a Hawaiian shirt.
Heck yeah.
I mean, come on now.
And those of you that think he's just the best offensive mind, best head coach, he's got the only tight end coach in the entire history of the league to have 2 All-Pro tight ends in one season. He's the best tight end coach ever to play the game too, baby.
But no, it's honestly, look, I really think I'd still be playing if the shoulder and the wrist wouldn't have started to let me down.
Sure.
I started to lose quite a bit of pop, and it's one of those things where you know where to go with the ball, but can I get it from point A to point B in the amount of time that it needs to get there in order to be effective? And unfortunately,
fuck yeah,
that left.
Man, oh man. Dude, you played with some fucking legends in the tight end room. Obviously, Tonio, Jimmy Graham, the years that I was turning into a tight end in college were you and Jimmy just going absolutely nuts, man. And that really changed those years with like Gage, Jimmy being those basketball guys and like really being able to be that mismatch. And then you obviously Gronk you throw into the fold. Do you feel that Jimmy, I don't know, I don't want to say this the wrong way. I feel like he's never gotten the true respect that he deserves at the tight end position. Like, I want to give Jimmy some love because what he's done to change the game, I don't think is talked about enough.
Okay.
I agree.
And
1,000%. Jimmy was so rare. I mean, here was a guy who played 4 years of basketball in Miami, right? Had a 5th year of eligibility, and it was just like, I played a little high school football. I'll go out here and see if I can, run some red zone fades, which I think he caught 11 balls, 7 tutties his 5th year senior year.
What's that?
And at that point, look, I credit Sean, I credit our scouting department. Like, those guys had a knack for seeing like some raw talent. But even seeing through that to like, this guy, once we polish him up and like get him in this system, and he's going to be exceptional. So we brought Jimmy in as a 3rd round pick in 2011. We had Shockey.
Oh,
Shockey now.
yeah.
That was Travis' favorite.
Dude, you already know, man. You want to talk about attitude, man.
Yeah. And we were doing some interesting things with Shock that honestly, like we did with Gates in San Diego. But it was kind of like this, at any time, just displace him, split him out to the single receiver side. We had this whole system of signals. We try to do it in man situations, so we got some favorable matchup, and then we just go to town over here, right?
Yeah, I can relate.
That became Jimmy's thing. But man, Jimmy was just a gazelle. He was just he was a deer at first. It was like, man, he could run,
but he had
his hips and
coming out.
Well, no, he had an edge. He had something to prove, like chip on his shoulder, big time. But it was a great first year opportunity for him because Shockey was the guy, and then Jimmy was kind of like the bring him in certain situations and just bring him along.
Oh yeah.
And by the time 2011 came around, it was like he was ready. And then that was his breakout
Those are
year.
both- yeah,
We're literally
him and
him and Gronk.
Bro,
Like,
you already know. That was,
Going into that last season, that last game, we were playing Carolina. I can't remember who New England was playing, but they were fighting for, I think it was most yards by a tight end.
and touchdowns.
And touchdowns,
I think
right.
They both ended up with over 15 that year. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
but literally, like, from drive to drive, it was, I'd come over the sideline and be like, where's Gronk? Like, oh, he's
When
10
you were
yards
paying
ahead.
that
Okay, well,
close.
let's run
Let's
this
do-
high
yeah.
corner to Jimmy,
That's
right?
awesome.
That's a
You
good
won.
teammate right
Boom,
there,
boom,
baby.
boom, boom. Unfortunately, our game ended first, so Gronk got the record. But literally, it was one of those like,
I wonder if they were doing the same thing.
oh, totally.
Yeah.
You know they're keeping track of it,
exactly.
right? For sure.
That's the best, man.
Honestly, the most unfortunate thing, and literally when I say like Jimmy and I cried on the phone together when we traded him,
Man,
cried on the phone together. He was with us for 5 years. And could you imagine what 5 more years would have been like?
Right.
You know, at a point where we were just so, like, the chemistry was so strong, right?
you guys created a whole new play. Like there was like the goal line fade, and then there was the Jimmy Graham just fucking throw it to him. This dude would literally just go and post up like in the paint.
Yeah.
And it was like it was a fade, but it wasn't a fade. It was more just like a jump ball.
We had 5 different back shoulders.
It's
Right?
crazy.
Right.
It's crazy.
It was the DB's here back shoulder, or I'm just going to stand in front of him and you throw it up. There's the bottom line is if you're 6'7", 270, there is
Dude, was
nobody.
I-
I've
A dude
honestly-
could be standing right next to you. There's still a place I can throw the ball
Yeah.
to you. where
Man,
you
my
can
So
go
this brings
270
it up,
looks
this
way
actually-
different than that 270.
This does bring up something to me that I do want to. I have never understood why. Like, why doesn't every team just have one guy that's a monster that is a guaranteed touchdown? Like, think about like the tush push, right? It's a guaranteed first down every time you're first down. There are so many goal line stands throughout a year that happen inside the 5. If you could every time know you got a 6'10", like just get an NBA guy that wasn't quite good enough in the NBA and just throw him a jump ball. I don't know. Is it harder than that? Am I making this?
Yes, it's
Okay.
way harder than what you're making it. Are you kidding me?
Okay. Well, I don't. That's why I'm asking. I'm asking 2 guys that would know. I don't think it looks that hard.
And maybe have him rush on kick block too, so he can be, he's got a
Exactly.
little special teams value.
There you go.
That's all you need. You just got,
Just bring Shaq out of retirement and throw him the ball. He's still going to catch it, right?
but to your
mean-
point, I think.
I had to show him some love, dog.
Yeah, appreciate
Good job,
that.
Trev. So Hall of Fame, but it wasn't always roses, right? It wasn't always the easiest thing. Mentioned earlier, walk on at Purdue. Early in your career, like a lot of turmoil coming from the Chargers to the Saints. What was that like? Like a lot of people, you had the injury and, what's going on with the shoulder, all this stuff. What was that like for you at that moment?
The injury was devastating in San Diego because I really thought there was a moment where I thought I wouldn't play football again. I'd been through a lot with the Chargers. I got drafted there in the 2nd round to back up Doug Flutie, which was the best thing that ever could have happened to me because Doug Flutie was my style of quarterback. We were both undersized, right? He
Yeah.
was 5'9.5", $180, right? But the guy had played 22 years of professional football.
4 different leagues.
He was Mahomes before Mahomes from the perspective of like the niftiness.
Magic.
Yeah, making
And just
plays,
making
off
it
the
happen
cuff,
outside.
yeah.
And we would do a lot of under center stuff because it was kind of a bit more pro style, 2-back, I-back field, running power, running different weak lead schemes. And,
You got LT,
and then the
you're
play
gonna
action,
utilize
LT,
that.
right. And Lorenzo Neal as our
Yes!
fullback, right?
Dude.
Low.
Yeah, man.
And Doug Flutie at times would backpedal a 7-step drop from under center. When's the last time you saw that? This is like Fran Tarkenton stuff, But like he was just an old school dude.
Yeah.
He did push-ups, sit-ups, ran hills, and played basketball. That was his like strength and conditioning program, and just threw the ball, just played ball. He was like backyard ball.
Hell yeah.
But he was the epitome of, I got to get the ball out a little bit sooner than normal. Just put a little air under it, right? Throw that little
Little air
2-ball,
time.
man,
Just a little
right?
air time.
Yeah.
Just lay it over the wheel in front of the safety to that end cut before he's out of the grade. So like his level of timing and anticipation was second to none. So I learned so much just from observation and watching him. Had a chance to compete against him my 2nd year, won the job, and then he backed me up for 3 years after that. Now I was benched 3 times in those 3 years with Marty Schottenheimer.
Yeah.
The first one I deserved it. The second one kinda. The third one I didn't think I deserved it, and I was pissed.
Yeah.
And had a knockdown, drag-out, screaming match with Marty Schottenheimer on the sideline in December in Pittsburgh, and then in the hallway after, and then in his office the next day.
no.
Holy cow.
And at the end of the day, like I knew this. Marty was always making decisions that he thought were in the best interest of the team, even if I didn't agree with him.
Yeah.
But I love the man, and he developed me in so many ways: character, leadership, but I love and respect that man so much. But finally kind of got to the point where through those ups and downs and through that adversity, I'd earned the starting spot, made my first Pro Bowl in 04, kind of team goes to the playoffs. Even though they drafted Phillip Rivers, Flutie was still there. Like, I was the guy, and I'd kind of established myself. And then last game of the season in 05, going into an offseason where I didn't have a contract, but I was hoping to get like that long-term commitment.
Yep.
And I go down with a dislocated throwing shoulder, right? Literally arm stuck like this, walking off the field.
Damn.
I get to the sideline, they pop that thing back in, and I'm just going, man, I'm probably never going to put a Charger uniform on again. And it's like, I mean, I play football again. Some doctors told me I had a 25% chance of coming back and playing again.
Man.
So like just absolutely devastating. And yet, I mean, tested me in so many ways, but also I think strengthened just my faith in the unseen and unknown that, God's got a plan for me. And
That's awesome, man.
it may not be in San Diego, and that's okay. I just have to trust it. And that's how New Orleans opportunity came along.
No
Smooth
doubt.
sailing from there. Dude, do you think the QBs in today's game are on a real short leash? Does it feel like that, or do you think it's fair still that you gotta show up when you're called upon?
I think we do most of them a disservice. I mean, look, there's high expectations, right? And
Exactly,
I think it's the coaches are on short leashes. The fan bases, want a winner now.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at Sam Darnold and everything that he's overcome. I think
Man.
it's a highly inspirational,
No
story
doubt.
and journey. And there's a few others like that. Baker Mayfield, kind of a similar situation. I think there's so much to play in this position, as you know.
That's why I got out of there, dude.
Former Q.
Exactly.
Always ready for the double pass.
Whenever.
always ready for the double pass. So,
like you said, I don't know if I can get it there anymore, so I'll just lateral it. I can still pitch at 5 yards. I'm good.
Yeah. I think there's, in most cases, too, these high draft picks are going to teams that obviously have a lot of holes to fill as well.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so
I think, who was it? Aikman was saying
Aikman had a
that
very good
a lot of
quote
these
this year.
organizations are failing these QBs more than they're failing
It's
the
true.
organizations.
Yeah,
And,
it's true.
I mean, when you play the game long enough, you can pinpoint it. You can see which ones that are, maybe getting that disturbance that you're talking about, and others that are just, need to make those strides.
I would say this. I mean, look, I sat for a year behind Flutie. So valuable for me. Mahomes sat for a year behind Alex Smith. I'm sure. So valuable for him. Brady sat for a year behind Bledsoe.
True.
Aaron Rodgers sat for 3 years. Jordan Love sat for 3 years behind him. There is something to sitting for a period of time, because you will glean a ton. And then when it is your time, a little more of like feeling like you've earned it too, and this is my opportunity. I've been preparing for that.
But seeing a player playing the position and how they prepare, like I do remember this vividly. When we drafted Carson Wentz, they purposely went and got Chase Daniels because he was with you in New Orleans. And like they were doing, is like showing Carson how you prepared.
Yeah.
It's like, we're going to get in at 6 a.m. We're going to do this. This is how Drew prepared, and like all of that. Like, it's so important to have that perspective of it for some of these young Qs as well.
I have two theories around when a quarterback's going to be ready.
Yeah.
Number one is having a great veteran backup or veteran starter who starts in front of you for a period of time before you then have the opportunity, which is kind of what we just talked about.
Right.
The second is, I think you need roughly 50 high-level starts before you are really like there and ready.
Yeah.
Those high-level starts could be college.
Okay.
Like plenty of times we've seen this potential drafted, but they only had 15 college starts. Well, if that's the case, it's going to take them 3 years before they're ready. I'm just telling you, right? So then start looking at the guys like Brock Purdy, a undersized, all these things, like 50 college starts at Iowa State. So I can tell you, most of the times when they stepped foot on the field, they were the underdog.
Yeah, big
Right?
ball.
He was having to
He was
play.
throwing a lot of
They were
balls
having to
too.
punch well above their fighting weight.
Oklahoma,
to-
Texas still in the conference, everything.
Right?
Yeah,
You know what I'm
you're playing
saying?
in some
You know
big
what I'm saying?
games, yeah.
So he comes in and you're like, okay, he's got some experience. Like he's got something to him. Hence why maybe this success happened a little bit quicker. And he's playing for a really good team with some good players, right? There's some other examples of that. But yeah, I think it's the number of starts really has a lot to do with their readiness.
Yeah.
I think to step into that role too.
Okay. I like it.
How about I got Chase Daniels making a hell of a fucking living in the NFL, huh?
We don't need to come on, stop.
All three of us played with him, dude.
I know. I love Chase. Chase lives down the street from me in
Does
San
he?
Diego right now. Yeah,
Hell yeah.
I got a bunch of Chase balls. I think the last stat I saw, the most money earned per snap in the NFL than any man in
I've
history.
heard that same stat. I think it's got to be
Chase,
accurate.
well done, bro.
Well done. Hacked it.
Hey,
Hacked the system.
Hey, but to his credit, always fucking ready. Always ready, always prepared. First one in, last one out guy.
Dude, you talk about like chip on the shoulder. I messed with Chase. I'm like, dude.
Him at Mizzou was fucking fun
Yeah.
to watch. Him and J-Mac.
Yeah, I was like, I've never seen a quarterback in the NFL shaped like high school nose guard, bro. But you did it. No, you did it. Huh? You made it.
Oh my God.
You're here. You did it.
That's great. That is great.
Chase the best. I love you, Chase.
That's so good.
Back to your career. You go from the Chargers and you end up in New Orleans. First of all, how close were you to ending up in Miami Dolphins?
Miami, yeah, close. I mean, on paper, like that was an obvious decision. It was Miami all the way. Miami had Nick Saban. They had just come off a 9-7 season where they won like the last 7 in a row. So they kind of had it figured out. Defense was lights out. Zach Thomas, Jason Taylor.
Oh, yeah,
Saban
baby.
leading it. Their offense, I loved all their coaching staff. Mike Mularkey was the OC. Jason Garrett, quarterback coach.
Yeah.
Hudson Houp was their O-line coach, who had been our O-line coach the year before when we had won the division. Loved HUD. They were running the same offense that we were running. Like Miami Dolphins, I'm sitting there eating dinner on Wayne Huizenga's yacht. He's there at dinner talking about, hey, we're gonna go play golf in Scotland every summer with Dan. I got a helicopter over there. We're just gonna hop around. No state income tax. I'm like, dude, this is all paper. Miami, here I come.
Yeah.
Right? And then on the flip side, you got New Orleans, right? 6 months post-Katrina, some unknown head coach named Sean Payton, right?
Yeah.
Who's this guy, right? And ironically, 5 years previous, when I was being like in the draft, Tom Condon, my agent, I had probably 15 teams that I thought might draft me. And he's like, we're going through that list leading up to draft day. And he's like, man, you got all these great possibilities. He's like, man, honestly, the only one I would really not want you to go to is the New Orleans Saints. Like kind of dysfunctional party town, this and that. Like, so I had that ringing in my head as well, right? So again, on paper, it's like, this is so obvious and I'm not leaving anything to chance. I'm going to go and I'm going to give each one like it's fair opportunity. And like the Miami trip was amazing with the exception of they put me through the ringer, like 6 hours of this medical testing. Cause I was only 8 weeks post-op on an 8-month rehab. So I was nowhere close. I mean, my arm, I'm still kind of in a sling, and I can't do anything. And they do the saline solution, the contrast MRI. So I'm like in an MRI for 2 hours, just aching, right? I get out of that. They stick these big needles in my shoulder to test nerve endings. They're wanting to test everything. So I got this feeling of like doubt, like they don't really, and then their doctors were the ones who told Saban, we think he's got a 25% chance of ever coming back and playing again.
Jeez.
Holy cow.
And I go to New Orleans and it's like, you are our guy. Like Sean Payton, Mickey Loomis, you're our guy. We're building this offense around you. They did everything they could to kind of roll out the red carpet despite all the circumstances. I mean, New Orleans was still destroyed, right?
Right.
And the epic story is Sean Payton, after this great visit there, gets lost in the Lakeview neighborhood. And we're driving through there and houses are off of foundations, Chevy truck upside down in the living room. All of a sudden car stops. There's a tugboat in the middle of the road. And I'm looking at my wife like, are you seeing what I'm seeing? But it was also one of those moments like, man, this is so much bigger than just football.
Right.
Like we get to
Hell
be a part
yeah.
of one of them, the resurrection of one of America's greatest cities. Like this is God's calling in our life. And so that was the determining factor.
There's so much beauty down there that got restored through you guys bringing that happiness to him, man. Fucking kudos, brother. That's
amazing.
That's a crazy story, though. You went from literally being like, that's what free agency is like? You get to go on yachts and get told you get to golf all over the world with everyone to like sit in an MRI tube for 2 hours. That's crazy, man.
You end up with Sean Payton.
Yeah.
What are your first impressions of Sean? And what was it like to be coached by him?
Yeah, I would say this. There were moments, and look, this stayed true for 15 years, where I thought Bill Parcells was standing in front of us.
Really?
Well, he was I would say, look, his biggest influence is John Gruden, Bill Parcells. Like when he would get up and start installing offensive football, we're gonna run through here. It was like John Gruden, right? But then when he would get pissed off and like go try to go toe to toe with somebody or challenge somebody or get confrontational, dude, it was Parcells, man.
Yeah.
It was all Parcells. Yeah. Like in fact, there were those moments where I could tell he would get up in the team meeting. I could just watch him walk in. I'd be like, shit, he talked
Going to be one of
Parcells.
these.
I could feel it, and we were going to get it, but it was good. I mean, it was always it was wisdom.
You see him and Bo Nix's relationship and see a little bit of the beginning
there's some
stages.
fire.
Yeah.
There's some fire.
Hell
Well,
yeah.
Bo throws it back at him too.
Dude, absolutely. And I think Sean appreciates that.
That's what I was gonna say the same thing. We had Howard Mudd early in my career in Philly.
Oh, yeah.
And I felt like he used to sometimes just yell at you to see what your response would be. And I think that sometimes it's like more even mental, like they want that like fire out of a guy. And like, if you're willing to answer that, you're willing to stick up for yourself. Like, no, coach, I think that this is what you told me. And you know what I mean? That goes a little bit with those guys.
What I appreciated so much about Sean was he had an ability to order the chaos, like to block out all the noise and just give you a very key and a very defined like keys to victory.
Yeah.
And narrow it down to the point where, hey, man, this is our vision. Like, this is the path to get there. And now let's go execute. He instilled confidence in guys. He had a way to motivate guys through kind of humor. Those coaches just have a knack. Like, I'll give you an example. It was like, we had a safety one time who was getting all kinds of interceptions. But he wanted to bust his balls in practice just to kind of keep him honest. So he's like, hey, DB's like, he's going to intercept it, but we got to block everybody because he's slow. He's slow as molasses. They're going to hawk him before he gets to the end zone. So we got to block everybody in order for him to get in. Like, he would just make comments like that, just in case you started, getting a little bit pretty good about yourself,
Yeah,
like he just keep you honest, hold you accountable, So he had an knack for that. And then I would say just like his open and honesty to you. He was always open door policy. Come see me anytime you want. If you want to talk about anything, you may not like what I have to tell you, but I'm always going to be honest with you.
Come on now. Listen,
so
tell
guys
me the
come
truth.
up there. I'm not happy about my playing time or this and that. He's like, okay, well, let me tell you why. But now let me tell you how we can rectify that or how we can fix it, how we can get better than that. And he would give you that path and that vision. And he was amazing at that.
That's awesome.
Those are the kind of guys you want to play for, man.
I got to ask this too. Like, very opinionated guy, offensive genius, Sean Payton.
Yeah.
Hall of Famer, one of the most brilliant minds in the game.
Yeah.
What was it like game plan with you guys? Like, there's like, are you getting plays? Like, how does that go?
Was it full trust, or were you throwing in your input on the Mondays and Tuesdays, getting up to the Wednesdays?
I'd say, I mean, it was very collaborative.
Nice, man.
It's funny. I went back and looked at a 2006 call sheet, which was our first year. And this in 2020, I was like, hey, pull up an 06 call sheet. And bro, it was like third grade compared to where we had evolved to in 2020.
Man.
And a lot of that, though, was because we had been together so long that it's not like you really eliminate. You just kind of like add little layers to
little
everything,
wrinkles to
right?
everything.
It's just little wrinkles. His ability just to walk in and be like, hey, you remember in 2010, we're playing the Eagles and we're down there in the red zone. And it's like, oh yeah, coach, like, it's amazing the recall you have.
Seriously.
Like, I can't remember what I had for breakfast yesterday, but I can recall a game 15 years ago, right, in the red zone.
I can recall more of the times that it didn't happen, though.
Yeah,
so if
right.
somebody says, oh, it happened, because those are the ones I sit there and I think about for the next 3 days on how to defeat it if I get it again.
Yeah.
So those are the ones that just get like implemented in my
Dude,
brain.
it's trauma. I've thought about this a lot. It's literally like you have these traumatic experiences on game day because it's either something that was like a disappointment that then just lingered and you just like hyper analyzed for the next week.
Dude.
Right. Or it was
Exactly.
kind of like one of those like a bit of fear, and it was like some chemical reaction in your
Where you were
brain that just
timid
like
or-
seared
yeah,
it.
exactly.
I'm getting
Seared it into your
goosebumps right
brain.
now thinking about this. Yeah. Seriously. Yeah, for sure.
But-
Trauma. I like that. That's-
No,
Staring at the ceiling. Why didn't I go left? Why didn't I just outside release this?
yeah.
That was it. That's all I had to do.
No, but you're right there. I wonder what it would be like as a young quarterback coming into a system though that was literally like a 15 years worth of, PhD work to get it to that point.
Right.
And then all of a sudden it's like kind of having to go back to, square one.
Right.
Because we did evolve so much and there was such a level of trust. Like it got to the point where I knew what he was going to call, when, how, why, right? That whole play caller's intent. I mean, we were just so much on the same page.
That's awesome.
And then the
bro.
communications on the sideline were awesome. Like fourth down, you got to play. You like, hell yeah, coach, I got one. All right, let's go.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. Hell yeah.
It's the best kind of moments, man.
All right.
We got to ask you this. We've been asking this one a little bit. Fill in the blank. People forget that blank was a problem. Kind of like somebody that, like, we already kind of did a little bit with Jimmy, but he's not really that forgotten, I guess.
yeah.
Listen.
I'm going to get a plug for my guy, Jari Evans.
Jari
Jari
Evans.
Evans, you got to teach us a little something. Who's
Guard.
Or right
You don't
guard.
know who
Don't
Jari?
yell at me,
Top
dude.
15.
I always thought it was
Top-
Jari Evans, so I'm sorry, Jari, but yes.
Future Hall of Famer.
Yes.
He was in the top 15 this year. He was top 15
Fuck
last
yeah.
year.
Yes.
Like he
Philadelphia native.
was Philly native,
Yeah.
exactly. 5-time All-Pro. Like, I think for a long period of time, best guard in football.
Well, it was him and Carl Nix, both of those guys.
Absolutely.
Were
Having those two dudes.
unbelievable.
You want to hear a good Carl Nix story?
Please.
Please.
All right. So we draft Carl Nix out of Nebraska, like 5th round, which was just a steal, just like because he was one of the most giant human beings you've ever seen, right? Like 6'4", 360 or something. So we have a bunch of injuries. All of a sudden, he's starting at left guard. This is 2008, his rookie year, like week 2 or 3. So like, dude, he's fish out of water. And we're short now at O-line too, because the guy had gotten hurt. So we're hot practice outside New Orleans, and he's taking every rep, first team, second team. So he's like 35 consecutive plays in, and he's just dragging, sucking air, like it's thick outside. And O-line coach Doug Marrone is just on him. And like, I'm stepping up into the huddle again to call a play, and Carl is just kind of bent over, just sucking air. And Marrone, just to kind of make a point, he goes into the huddle to grab Nix to, like, you know, stand him up. And I don't know what came over me, but like, I just have a rule that when I step in the huddle, it's my huddle.
Mm-hmm.
I want all eyes on me. I'm leading this.
Yeah.
And so when Marrone stepped into the huddle, I didn't even think about it. I just reacted. I grabbed Doug Marrone and I threw him out of the huddle.
Oh my gosh.
And I said, I got him.
Yeah.
And I looked at Nix, and I was going to kind of help him up and be like, come on, big fella, let's go, 10 more plays, whatever.
Yeah.
And Nix just kind of stood up, like bowed his chest down. He looked at me. He's like, man, nobody's ever going to touch you. Like, you got my back, boy. I got
That
you
is
for life.
Awesome.
In the midst of a light-hearted conversation about the preseason, Travis made Andy Reid, known for his calm and humorous demeanor, briefly bow his head for a few seconds before looking up, his eyes welling up. "Travis, you know how much I love you," Reid replied. "Watching you grow up not just as a player but as a man, that's what makes me most proud." That moment quickly went viral on social media. Fans saw not just a coach and player, they saw a relationship that was almost like father and son. From the training court to the wedding hall, Andy Reid had been with Travis Kelce since his early years with the Chiefs. When Kelce was a young, charismatic talent, Reid was the one who put his faith in him and helped him develop into one of the NFL's best tight ends. Under Reid's guidance, Kelce not only won numerous titles but also contributed to Kansas City's historic Super Bowl victories. But according to Reid, what makes him most proud isn't the championship rings. Titles pass, Reid shared in the podcast. But the way you live, the way you love your family, and now building a home with Taylor, that's the real victory. Travis was speechless upon hearing those words. Jason, sitting beside him, nodded and smiled, deeply moved. Taylor Swift and the positive change. It's undeniable that since going public with his relationship with Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce's image has become more mature. Taylor's presence not only brings media attention but is also recognized by many within the team as a positive source of motivation. Andy Reid admitted, "Taylor is intelligent, calm, and very respectful of the sporting environment. I see you're happy. And when a player is happy off the court, he plays better on the court." The relationship between Taylor and the Chiefs family was also mentioned. Reid recounted his first meeting with Taylor at Arrowhead Stadium. "She shook hands with everyone, asked about each staff member. That said a lot. The most anticipated wedding of the year." Although Travis and Taylor haven't officially announced a date, their comments in the podcast have made rumors of a grand wedding more certain than ever. According to a close source, the wedding may take place after the season, when touring and competition schedules have eased. Many predict this will be one of the most anticipated events of the year, bringing together the worlds of sports and music. When asked if he would give a speech at the wedding, Andy Reid laughed. "If they need me to tell some embarrassing stories from Travis's rookie days, I'm ready." The entire studio burst into laughter, dispelling the previous emotional atmosphere. A relationship beyond sports. What touched fans the most was the way Andy Reid spoke about Travis. He not only mentioned the victories, but also talked about Kelce's struggles and private conversations after practice. "There were times when I needed a reminder. And I always listened," Reid said. "That's why I've come this far. Travis responded with a choked voice. Coach was always there when I needed him. Inviting him to the wedding is like inviting a family member. Fan reactions. Immediately after the podcast aired, the clip of Andy Reid's emotional moment garnered millions of views. From NFL fans to the Swifties community, everyone expressed their affection. One standout comment read, "This isn't just football. This is family." Many also expressed hope to see Andy Reid in the honorary seat at the wedding, perhaps even as the official wedding officiant. The future ahead. With the new season approaching, Travis Kelce continues to focus on his goal of winning more titles with the Chiefs. But now, he has another journey ahead, the journey of building a family with Taylor Swift. Andy Reid ended the conversation with a statement that deeply moved the audience. "I've seen you lift the championship trophy. But I believe the day you stand at the altar will be even more meaningful." In the competitive and high-pressure world of sports, moments like these remind people that behind the victories are real people, with love, gratitude, and strong bonds. And if that day comes, when Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift exchange vows, it's very likely that in the front row there will be a large man with a familiar mustache, quietly smiling, proud of his student whom he has always considered like a son.